Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Advocate Information Highway. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke, and we have an interesting topic for today's show in which it is the jury in the Breonna Taylor's case found officer guilty on 3 counts of wanton endangerment. And I woke up to hearing about this the story today, and needless to say, it was not the outcome that people wanted or expected, and it upset a lot of people. I'm sure, as all of you have been hearing today, and but this is a very important topic, and the first thing that I wanted to discuss with people is that uh, the jury found the officer guilty on 3 counts of wanton endangerment. I want to first discuss about wanton endangerment. That is a Class D felony, which is basically, or which is clearly lower than a murder and manslaughter. And for one count of wanton endangerment, that is a sentence of up to 5 years in prison. Now, like I said before, the jury found the officer guilty of 3 counts of wanton endangerment. So that it means that it'll be a sentence of up to 15 years in prison. Because, like I said, for one count, it is a sentence of up to 5 years in prison. So if one count equals up to 5 years, 3 counts equals up to 15 years. So I wanted to inform people about that. And so now that officer has to go back to court again, hopefully soon, in order to hear of what the exact sentence will be for him. So hopefully the judge, in my personal opinion, the judge should throw the book at him and say, "You're doing the full 15. Done deal." And the other thing that I wanted to stress out to people is that for any officer to be put in prison, okay, that's their biggest fear because clearly that officer is going to be killed in prison. They're going to kill him. So you got to look at this from how I'm stressing this out. And let's just say, for hypothetically speaking, if the officer was found guilty of murder or manslaughter, right? Then that officer and his attorney can keep appealing the decisions and whatever, and that can go on for years. Okay. And then that officer, let's just say that officer gets sentenced to prison and they put him in prison. That officer could be waiting for years to be put to death then. Okay. And that's the taxpayers' money, you know, really right there. So, I mean, either which way, they're going to kill him in prison. I mean, that's just common sense. Now, the other thing that I wanted to stress out to people is that to convict anybody of murder, you have to prove intent. And this officer did not wake up that day and say, "I am going to go out and kill Breonna Taylor." It- he didn't do that, and clearly there was no intent for this officer to kill Breonna Taylor. Now, as far as manslaughter is concerned, whether it's voluntary or involuntary, that varies state by state. Okay. So the state that Breonna Taylor lived and died in, it depends upon the laws for that particular state. And this is why it's people are constantly told that when it comes election time for your senators, your council members, your assembly members, your mayors, your governors, these are very, very, very important elections because of the fact that your particular state senators, council members, assembly members, those are your state's lawmakers. They make the laws for your particular state. And the mayors and the governors are the ones that sign off on those laws. Okay? So it's very important to vote. Okay? I can't stress that enough. And a lot of people say, well, governor elections, mayor elections, senator elections, council member elections, assembly member elections, they're nothing. They're at the bottom of the totem pole. It doesn't mean anything. Yes, it does. Because when you don't go out and vote in these particular elections, guess what? You don't get proper laws being made. And then there's nobody else to blame but yourselves. But if you go out there and you vote in all elections, including the Senate, your state Senate elections, your state's um, council member elections, assembly members elections, your mayor elections, your governor elections, these are important elections as well. Okay. And you have to contact your local elected officials and um, and tell and tell them uh, about these things, how it makes you feel, how important these things are. Okay, and because that's the only way you're going to get proper change. It's the only way. And um, so this was just shocking and heartbreaking to wake up and I heard about this story today and I read about it, and unfortunately it is what it is, but you also have to look at it both ways. But it's more important to look at it as, he's going to go to prison. This officer is going to go to prison, and it's going to be determined at another court date, at another court, to see how long he's going to be sentenced to. So hopefully, the judge is going to throw the book at him and say, listen, you're doing the full 15, you're doing the full time. And that's that. So, because there's got to be justice. There really has to be justice now. And so, again, this was just shocking news. It really was. And it was heartbreaking and whatever. And I also want to stress out that to the family of Breonna Taylor, our hearts go out to you guys. Okay. We love you guys. And again, we are so sorry for what happened. So, but this is why we got to do voting. And of course, please do not riot. Okay. Do not go out and riot about this. You want to do peaceful protests, fine. But it's also more important than anything. I can't stress this enough, to get out and vote. Okay? It's so important. It really is. And so, with that, I say take care, everybody. And before I forget, because I almost forgot, I want to remind all my fans out there about my business, my website, which is Advocate Information Highway, and the link to there is awldny.com. And you guys could check out all the pages on there. And now, so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.